There are 5 sentences you should have heard every single day when you were growing up, but you didn't hear them. And honestly, every adult struggle you have today, every relationship that seems to fail in the exact same way, every quiet moment of self-doubt at 2 a.m., it can all be traced back to those 5 missing sentences. In this explainer, we're going to talk about what they are and, more importantly, what you can do about the fact that no one ever said them to you. You see, if you grew up with a narcissistic parent, you didn't just lose out on certain childhood experiences. You lost certain words that were supposed to become the inner voice you carry into adulthood. The voice that comforts you when you fail, the voice that protects you when someone treats you wrong, the voice that tells you you are enough before anyone else has to. Without those words, well, you basically grew up with the wrong voice in your head, and it's been making your decisions for you ever since. So, let's go through the 5. Number 1. I love you even when you are not useful to me. Children of narcissistic parents are loved conditionally. Love only arrives when you achieve, when you perform, when you make your parent look good in front of other people, when you're the easy child, the talented child, or the quiet child. But that love, it disappears the moment you become inconvenient. So as a child, you learn that love isn't free. Love is earned. Love is a performance. Now, fast forward 20 years later, you're the adult who just can't rest, the one who can't stop achieving. You feel guilty the very second you aren't producing something, and you don't know what to do with yourself if you aren't being actively useful to someone else. The truth is, you're not addicted to work. You're addicted to safety. Because somewhere deep inside you, a little child still believes that the moment they stop being useful, love is going to leave the room. Number 2, your feelings make sense. You know, children of narcissists are constantly told that their feelings are wrong, that they're too much, too dramatic, too sensitive, that they're crazy or just imagining things. When you cried, you were told to stop. When you were angry, you were punished. When you were scared, you were mocked. Over time, you learned a truly devastating lesson. My feelings are dangerous. So you just stop trusting them.
And 20 years later, you're the adult who genuinely can't tell what you feel. You ask for everyone else's opinion before you even think to trust your own. You apologize for crying, you hide when you're angry, you force a smile when you're absolutely heartbroken. Listen to me, you aren't just out of touch with your emotions. You learned at a very young age that having emotions was unsafe. That's not a personality trait, that is a survival strategy.
Number 3, I am sorry. I was wrong. A narcissistic parent doesn't apologize. Ever. If they hurt you, somehow it was your fault. If they yelled, it was because you provoked them. If they forgot your birthday, you were being ungrateful for bringing it up. If they lied, you were just being too sensitive for noticing. Because of this, you grow up never actually seeing what a real apology looks like. So, 20 years later, you're the adult who constantly apologizes for things you didn't even do. You take the blame just to keep the peace. You stay in relationships with people who never apologize because a part of you truly believes that's normal. But it isn't normal. A person who can't bring themselves to say, I am sorry, cannot truly love. And the part of you that accepts that behavior is simply the part that was trained to. Number 4, you can come to me with anything. Children of narcissists learn really quickly that their parent is not a safe place to bring their problems. If you bring them a fear, they'll dismiss it. Bring them a struggle, they make it all about themselves. Bring them a heartbreak, and they'll tell you how it could be worse. So you just stop bringing things to them. You become the child who handles everything alone. The strong one, the fiercely independent one, the one who supposedly doesn't need anyone. And 20 years later, you're the adult who absolutely cannot ask for help. You would rather drown silently than admit out loud that you're struggling. You push people away the moment they get close enough to actually see the real you. And it's not because you're just naturally independent. It's because when you were very young, you learned that needing people was downright dangerous. The most painful part is you probably have no idea how much of yourself nobody knows, because there's no one you've ever been allowed to fully tell.
Number 5, you are not responsible for me. A lot of children of narcissistic parents become what psychologists call parentified. This is when the parent uses the child as their emotional caretaker. You become the therapist, the confidant, the one who constantly manages the parent's moods, the one who handles the household when the parent can't, and the one who keeps all the parent's secrets. You're given a job that no child was ever meant to do, taking care of the adult. As a result, you grow up believing you're responsible for everyone's feelings, everyone's needs, and everyone's happiness.
20 years later, you're the adult who can't even enjoy your own life because you're way too busy managing everyone else's. You feel intensely guilty whenever someone you love is unhappy. You can't say no without spiraling into anxiety, and you practically collapse inward when someone is disappointed in you. You aren't just being selfless. You're running a script that was installed in you when you were 5 years old by an adult who should have been taking care of you, but instead made you take care of them.
So what do you actually do with all of this? You can't go back in time. You can't make them say the sentences they should have said to you. But you can become the person who finally says them to yourself. Every single day, whether out loud or silently, I want you to look at yourself and say each one.
I love you, even when you are not useful.
Your feelings make sense.
I am sorry, you did not deserve that.
You can come to me with anything.
You are not responsible for them.
Now, I know this is going to feel a little ridiculous at first. It might feel like you're talking to no one, but you're not. You are talking to the child you were, the one who has been waiting for 30 or 40 or maybe even 50 years to finally hear someone say those words. That child is still inside you. And every time you say them, a small piece of them relaxes, a small piece of them unwinds, a small piece of them finally feels what they were supposed to feel all along, safe. Look, you didn't get the parents you needed, but you can become the adult who finally gives that child exactly what they were missing. And the day you do that is the day the patterns start to break. Because you can't heal the wound of the missing words by waiting around for someone else to finally say them. You heal it by becoming the person who says them every single day to yourself. If this explainer names something you've been carrying your entire life, make sure to subscribe. We are building something slow, safe, and very real here for the people who are finally ready to do this work. In the comments down below, tell me which of those 5 sentences you needed the most today. Remember, you are safe here. I'll see you in the next one.